Okay. Somehow it didn't start when I clicked the start button. But I'm here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Joe Daddy's Garage. You missed my intro. You missed all the stuff that's important. Oh, well. I clicked the go button and it counted down and said it was going. And then nothing. Nothing. I didn't see my little timer up here. I don't know if you see this or not. There's a little timer up here in the corner and number of viewer count and that sort of thing. So, hey, but it's working. I was trying to actually get something else to put up here later. So let me see if I have this. Okay. I'm going to put this up later. But I want to say welcome. I'm glad you're all here. I do these live streams on Monday nights at 7 and Thursdays at 3 p.m. So hopefully that covers the gamut. All the people around the world that want to join in have the opportunity. It is 2 days before Christmas. I hope you all saw the video that I put out yesterday where it was the hat giveaway. So we'll be giving away 5 hats. And I did not note that. I probably should have said that. I'm only able to cover postage in the U.S. I can't cover what it costs to send stuff way overseas. I just can't. It's ridiculous. I've sent stuff before, a small item, and I forget what it was, like a Matchbox car that I tried to send, and it was like $50 to send that Matchbox car overseas. Crazy. So if anybody wins or wants to be involved with that, I just have to let them know that if I'm going to send it overseas, I'm going to need some help with that because I just can't do it. But anyway, again, it is 2 days before Christmas, and I hope everybody has all their Christmas shopping done, right? Everybody? Yeah, no. If most of my viewers here are males, and I'm going to say probably most of them don't have their Christmas shopping done just yet. Probably not. I'm very bad about it. In fact, I've said it before. I'm not much into giving gifts and doing all that stuff anyway. So it's really hard for me to, hey, they'll like this item, right? It's easier for me to say, here's some money. Go buy something you really want instead of me doing it because I don't know what you want. I think we can all agree with that. Anyway, I'm not saying we're going to focus on anything in particular today. If we talk about cars, great. If we talk about Christmas, and I've thought about sharing information on Christmas presents that I did receive when I was young and really meant a lot to me at that time. And I'll show you some of that in just a minute. But let's see. We have plenty of people, about 18 people watching right now, and I've got a bunch of comments. Ron, I have to give you credit there, Ron. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you, and you are welcome. So let me go back up here to the top real quick. First in, Terry Keithley. Afternoon, very nice weather here in West Central Illinois. No snow. Yippee! Please hit the like and thumbs up. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Terry. Raymond. Good day, Barry. How are you, dear friend? I am well, and I hope you are as well. It's good to be, at least for the most part, feel healthy. I'm realizing, and I've talked about this before. I will be getting compound joint problems as life goes on. I have really messed up ankles, and thanks to my military service, and they are getting worse and worse. And hopefully, I don't have to. One doctor did mention I may end up having to have my right ankle actually replaced. Yeah, that's how messed up it is. So, but for everything else seems to be working fine. So glad you asked. Crash Rider, happy holidays, greetings from Southern Indiana. Everyone, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, thank you, Crash Rider. Bob, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, Bear. It's Bob in Detroit. Hope all is well again today. Yes, glad you're here, Bob. Robert checking in out in the shop with the doors open. So it's like probably 80-something degrees out in Texas right now for Robert. So, and not that I'm complaining. I would rather have that temperature. Ray Buckman, afternoon, everyone. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas. It's 60 degrees in Colorado Springs. Wrong weather for this time of year, but I'll take it. Wow. That is plenty warm for Colorado. Yeah. Troy, good afternoon, fellow gearheads. Good afternoon, Troy. Jerry, checking in from the Money Pit in Middle Tennessee. Merry Christmas and good afternoon to all from Middle Tennessee. Glad you're here. Fly Poo, hi, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you. Robert, 70s here today, mid 80s tomorrow, possibly near 90 on Christmas, and temps in the 80s till Tuesday. Very warm here. Man, that is way too warm for December. You know, I hate the cold. I would take advantage of that, but that is way too warm for December. Karsten, hi, Merry Christmas, everyone from Denmark. Glad you're here, Karsten. Ron, hey, Barry, Merry Christmas. Checking in from the Tri-Cities in Northeast Tennessee. Glad you're here, Ron. Richard, happy holidays to everyone from West Tennessee. Well, we've got West Tennessee, mid Tennessee. We got a lot of Tennessee covered again. We always get Tennessee covered. Brian, hope everyone is well. As for me, I'm putting in a pot roast, not a post, pot roast for tonight. Can't wait. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. You know, talking about that, I mentioned before about turkey rice soup that my wife makes after Thanksgiving. We actually made something the other night. I helped her. I cut stuff up. It was cabbage, onions, and kielbasa, or kielbasi, however you want to say it, in a big pot. Cooked it all up, add some seasoning. Fantastic. I'll talk more about Christmas dinner in a minute. Phil, hi, gang. Phil checking in from Northern California. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to you as well. Maureen, Merry Christmas to you, Daddy. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Ron, okay, got you, Ron. Thank you, Ron. And going tomorrow. Oh, shopping. Yeah, going shopping tomorrow. Yeah. Well, I actually got something. Don't tell my wife. I got something last night. I didn't tell her. I'm terrible about it. But I've already wrapped it up, put it under the tree. She doesn't even know about it. So hopefully I can get away with it. Destroyer 1320, Merry Christmas to all. Raymond, Merry Christmas, Barry. Thank you. Jerry, I'm still prepping the GT500 in the final stages, applying wax and ceramic coating to the body. Awesome. So you got that car show you're going to. That's cool. Ricard, checking in from Sweden. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Ricard. Let's see. Damorine. I have a hard time saying that. I don't know if it's supposed to sound like what it's written or if there's some other name you'd rather be called. But how is the garage HVAC working, Mr. Cool version? It is working great. It's on right now. You can probably maybe see over there in the background. Current temperature is right around 70 degrees in here. Now, it's not super cold outside. It's probably in the 50s, but it does a great job. Troy, for the Spiked Eggnog Fund. That sounds like a good plan to me. A good plan to me. Christian Stefan. Merry Christmas, everyone from Bucharest, Romania. Barry, thanks for the good content and keep it up. I'm glad you're here, Christian. I'm glad you're here. Michael Owens, Merry Christmas from Washington State, 39 degrees. Okay, that's chilly. That's chilly. I mean, it's not zero. So that's a good thing, I guess. But that's plenty chilly. But we were talking earlier, we said about, somebody had mentioned about the pot roast. Let me tell you. Now, growing up in Pennsylvania, a lot of us migrated from Europe, right? I mean, the bulk of the country migrated from Europe. And my family has a German heritage to it. My wife's family has a German heritage. My grandmother was actually from, her parents, my great grandparents from her side, were Czechoslovakian. So, and there's people from France in our family and all kinds of stuff. But we always cook food, and it's the kind of food that gets in you. You know what I mean? Like I talked about the turkey rice soup. It's a good, solid food that you can enjoy, the kielbasa and the cabbage and whatever, all those sort of things. But let me tell you, the Christmas dinner that we make, my wife makes, I don't make it. I just eat it. I get this meal twice a year. Christmas and my birthday. Those are the 2 times a year that I get this meal. We don't have turkey for Christmas. We don't have ham for Christmas. We have lasagna. And we have the best lasagna. It's my mom's recipe. And I can tell you that it's got, lasagna noodles, I think Prego meat sauce, ham, sliced like sandwich type ham, and Swiss cheese. Yeah. And you roll that stuff up into pockets, stack it into your pan, put meat sauce all over it, cook it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Michael, Jack, Merry Christmas, Barry. Enjoy the family. Yes, thank you, Jack. Jeff Reynolds. Hi, Barry and all. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Same to you, man. I am glad you're here. Ricard, 30 degrees Fahrenheit and light snow tonight. Yep. I don't even want that. I don't even want that. But I want to show you something. Well, first of all, you notice what's sitting in the background. The Honda is outside, technically. I'm finished up the radiator videos, let's say, on Jade. I will probably put out the fourth installment tomorrow, finish that up. Seems to be working fine. The fans kicked on when it got hot, and I don't think, honestly, the fans will kick off. I think they're just going to stay on, because it'll never get cool enough for those fans to kick off, in my opinion. And I did some temperature sensing around. What I found was, and I don't know if it's just because it's the aluminum, but the radiator, if you put your hand on it, you can't keep your hand on it. It's probably, it's 130 degrees or whatever. But my laser gun that I use, my laser temperature sensor, was only reading 70s or 80s, and I'm like, there's no way this is that temperature. So I knew that it was, put your hand on it, and it's you won't hold it there long. But got the car out, took the Honda out again outside, removed the bumper cover and the hood and the right fender. So I'm going to prep all that stuff and get it in paint so I can finish up the Honda project. But let me see. Wait, I got a couple of comments going on our side here. Robert, been filming part 2 of the rotisserie today, about to start on the legs. Cool. Good. CSLRC, Merry Christmas, Joe. Thank you. Appreciate that. Robert's talking in Ricard. He's asking if you're building rotisserie from scratch. And Robert, the temperature guns don't read correctly on reflective surfaces. That makes sense. It makes sense, but it was not reading correct on that radiator. Ray, looking forward to the next one, Robert. Yep. Okay. So I've talked about this before. Probably, for me. Oh, hey, Rick, March Indy checking in. Merry Christmas, Barry, and all. Thank you. I've talked about how I'm not a fan of like presents and Christmas and buying things and getting things. Really not into that very much. But probably the best thing from Christmas, the best gift that I can remember was probably from 1974. 1974. And I've talked about it before. And it was this. How many of you ever remember seeing one of those? That was by Mattel, circa 1974, and it was called the spin welder. That was technically the first welder I ever had. And apparently they had a whole bunch of these kits. They had the biplane, which is what I had. They had race cars. They looked later. They had fighter planes and different things. Here's another one where the spin welder, he's putting together a race car. Now, I have no idea what happened to my original. I built the thing. Here, I'm going to show you this. That would be me in 1974 with the spin welder, putting it together. And you can see that's the airplane. I think you can see the radial engine on the front. If you look at that picture right there, it shows the radial engine. And in that image, if you were to look closely, you can see the radial engine on the front. So it was definitely the airplane that I had. So, I wish we still had toys like that. Today's toys are nothing like that. Nothing. There's nothing dangerous anymore, as far as I know. I remember my brother, he got some sort of a chemistry set that you could. I mean, I don't know what you mix stuff together and things would go boom. There would be smoke and dangerous stuff going on. I think it was Gilbert used to sell the chemistry set. My brother had one of those. They had things called the shrinky dinks. If you ever remember those, where you could take some plastic and draw something on it and throw it in the oven and bake it, and it would shrink and become a charm or something. Another one that my brother had was a body mold machine thing where you could take you would actually heat up a piece of plastic. You would take a form, it would be like a car form about this big, and you'd open this lid up with this piece of plastic stuck in it, and I don't know how it heated it. I don't remember exactly, but you'd push that down over, and it would draw that piece of plastic over the form, and then you could take it apart and mess with it. There's no toys like that anymore. It's too dangerous. I do remember getting burned on that thing though, on his whatever it was, car body form thing. Let's see. Yeah, Robert says he's building his rotisserie from scratch with minimal materials. Good. Franz. Merry. I'm getting Merry Christmas. So it's Franz. I don't know how to say that. The J throws me. So we'll just say Franz. How about that? Rick, those are cool. Friend had one you could building as well. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's apparently you can buy these things, or there's some that are still available. Uh, I don't know, maybe on eBay or something. The thing is, if I had one, I wouldn't build it. I just want to hang it on the wall, kind of thing. So it may not be worth even having anymore. Just the memory of it is pretty good. Jeff, to add to my list, I was late arriving at the hospital. Season's greetings to you, Barry, and all your family and friends, and to all your subscribers, and especially those I'm joining tonight from Barking, East London. Well, I hope you have a good time. Karsten, about the same here, 30 degrees Fahrenheit and light snow. So we may be in for a white Christmas. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Brian, I recently found the Sears wish books. Remember those from the 60s and 70s? I spent hours looking through them all. Really brought me back to my childhood. Yes, those things were amazing. Every single thing on the planet seemed like it came in that Sears. You had the wish book or the catalog, and man, that thing was just loaded and loaded and loaded with anything and everything. Pretty awesome memories of that sort of stuff. Phil, my favorite was the Erector set. Yes. Now let me tell you, I should have brought it out. It's actually in my house garage, and it would take me several minutes to get to it. I've talked about it before, and I've shown it on this channel. I have an Erector set from, I think it's 1938. From 1938. It's in a red steel box. The lid opens up, and it's got an imagery on the inside. Whatever, build this, build that. It still has the book, and most of the components seem to be there. It's the one that had it was the first set with the whistle, is what it said on it. Well, the whistle wasn't really a whistle; it was a piece of metal, and it had this 12-volt motor that didn't spin very fast. And basically, the whistle was a piece of metal that pressed against a gear that was on the motor. So you just, they called it a whistle, and it wasn't. It was just a screech. But it also had an electromagnet. which is how I learned that you can't use a DC product with an AC product. Just saying. I didn't realize, as a kid, it had the electromagnet, and you would take um, I don't know what size battery, like a D cell battery or something, and you would make contact on the wires, and it would energize the magnet, and you could pick stuff up. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I want to add more power. Now, granted, I was probably like, again, 7 or 8 years old. I took the two ends of the wires and I stuck them in the wall, not knowing that there was any difference between electricity. And that thing smoked. That little magnet started smoking. So I don't even know if it works anymore. I doubt it. But I have thought about taking it all apart and rewinding it in hopes that it would work again. Um, hope. Anyway, Jeff, Barry, I caught some of your family history. I was just waiting for you to say Thanksgiving, Christmas for your special dinner. Yeah, it's gonna be lasagna. Lasagna, definitely lasagna. Um, so I've thought about, and you can tell me if this is a bad idea or a good idea. I have actually thought about doing a video series on my other channel, not on this channel because I want to keep it car focused. But I thought about doing a video series on my Erector set and basically just go through the steps of swapping out or making something out of the book. I thought it'd be kind of cool. Sit there and put the thing together and show you can make a crane and a boom and all kinds of different stuff. Damorin. New thermostat installed in the Jade 195. I have the original 289 6 fast track, which seems to like a lower temperature thermostat and maybe due for a rebuild. I actually put in a 170 thermostat. I put in a 170. I talked with somebody else. I think it's he's been on here. His named Ed Cucharella, I think. I think he had sent me an email where I think it was him. Somebody had sent me an email about they had the same setup and they realized that the higher temperature thermostat didn't work to help cool the engine because the temperature sensor, which is in the water neck, if you have it set to 190, 195 or whatever, it's going to take it a while for that to kick on. And then he said it'll never kick off, which mine will probably never kick off either. But I put in a 170 thermostat and we'll see how that goes. That's what he recommended. That's what I went with. Jeff, while you're being nostalgic, I ran into your channel soon after you took in the New York Mustang convertible. Okay. Yeah. That was a while ago, wasn't it? That was a while ago. And I've said it before. I think come January, that project is moving on. It's going to another builder. And then the Camaro is coming in. The Camaro, 68 Camaro is going to roll in here and start work on it. Richard, handy Andy tool sets. Nothing wrong with giving a kid a real mini handsaw, hammer, screwdrivers, and pliers. My brother and I just ordered a lot of stuff. I still have the case, but tools are gone. Handy Andy tool set. What year was that? I don't know if I remember that. Although my brother and I were exposed to a lot of real tools regardless. But I don't know what. I think I've heard the handy Andy tool sets, but I don't know what year that was. Robert, Jerry's watching from San Juan and says, hi, YouTube won't let her post comments unless she starts a channel of her own. Common issues with YouTube. Yes. So, hi, Jerry. I hope you're having a good time in San Juan. I'm assuming it's a layover. Yeah, probably a lot nicer weather there. Of course, in Texas, you're baking right now. So I don't know what the temperature variance would be in San Juan. But hi. Hope all is well. Merry Christmas. I guess you all saw the car that I have on the imagery for the YouTube stream. That was one I found that picture years ago, and I had it. I think I may have posted on my Joe Daddy's Facebook page, but I thought it was appropriate. And if you're interested, just because I'm going to show this. The best way to spread Christmas cheer. Just saying. That's the best way to spread Christmas cheer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rex, hey, love you, man. Hey, Rex, glad you're here. You're in Nebraska. All right. I'm sure it's cold. I would assume it's pretty cold in Nebraska. It's like always cold in Nebraska, isn't it? Does it ever get warm up there? Jeff Barry, to go with your Erector channel on one condition, that you are assisted by your lovely wife. You two are great building the plant rearing kit. Yeah. I've tried to get her to make other videos and she just won't do it. I've really tried. I know I could maybe get my grandson involved to show him what a real toy is, right? Of course, he would lose patience and focus in probably 30 seconds, but that would be kind of fun. But yeah, I wish she would do more videos. I've actually considered. I wanted her to do some cooking videos. You know, making lasagna, making the soup and stuff. But she's like, no, I don't want to. Okay. The Marine LGB, yes. Rex is saying not really. never really gets warm there. Richard, handy toolbox 14, late 70s. I don't know that I've ever seen one of those. I mean, the reason for that is probably because we had, tools everywhere at the junkyard. So, but it sounds like a pretty cool setup. Karsten, Christmas food here in Denmark is roast pork, duck, and man, I don't know how to say any of that. I'm going to try though. Flokkesteg. Roast pork is flokkesteg. Or is that duck? Flokkesteg. And Risalamand. Risalamand? I'm guessing. I don't know. Rex, my grandpa has a 70s Charger. Okay. That's cool. Drag style. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. For Ray Buckman, for me, it was the Legos of the 60s. Would build houses, roads with mom's clothespin and okay for hours with Matchbox cars. Yeah. Well, in my grandmother's house, we had like two mainstays, Legos, that every one of us grandkids and all the great grandkids played with. And they were the simple Legos. They weren't the model kits you buy today. I hate those things. I'll just say it. I hate those things. Whenever you buy a Lego, whatever it is, Mustang, Lego Millennial Falcon, or whatever, it's a model kit. It's not Legos. It's a model kit that you're building out of Legos. There's nothing there but looking at instructions and going, okay, put this. Look, I built this thing and I can't do anything with it because it'll fall apart. The old Legos, I'm just going to build a wall. Look at me. I built a wall. I built a house. I built another rectangle. Not overly complicated. But you had to create what you wanted to make. You had to think about it. There's no way you're going to take a pile, 5,000 pieces of whatever the Lego kit is. Let's say they said, here's a Millennial Falcon kit, and it's all in a bag, and they dump it out on the floor and they say, build it without instructions. I doubt anybody could finish the thing. So it's just a model kit. There's no creativity there. There's no creativity. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. Crash Letter, you could always get Iron Man involved in the video. That is true. That would be kind of fun. Ray says exactly, Barry. Yep. And the other thing, we had Legos and Lincoln logs, because you can always build another log house, Lincoln logs. But I will say this: one of the coolest things, and I don't know where this thing ended up. I have no idea where this ended up. And I don't know when it was made or anything. But at my grandmother's house, we had an army tank. And it was all plastic, probably in the neighborhood of 18 inches or so long. It was huge. It was like based on an M60 tank. The treads were like this tall, full armor looking thing. I've never seen another one ever. It had a tube for the cannon. If I remember, it was like aluminum. And you could put a shell into it, and you pull back on this little spring thing, and it would launch the shell out of it. And I think it was motorized. Like you could actually drive it around. I've never seen one since. I don't know what happened to that thing, but it was one of the coolest toys ever. Just because my grandmother had it. Again, we all kind of played with it. Well, at least all the boys did. I don't know if my sisters played with it or my other cousins, but I know me and my brother played with it. Angry Andy, funny enough, I actually have a handy Andy tool set by Skillcraft 10. That's cool. That's cool. But I'm guessing you don't have all the pieces. Jeff, Barry, no grandson. It's the other half I'm after. You're on the right track to identify a shared interest. I encourage you to encourage your wife even more. She's a natural and your interaction is great. Easy, Jeff. Easy now. Easy. Yeah, I would love to get her involved. David Outdoors. Hey, Barry, glad you're here. Karsten, sounded almost right. Okay. Well, I mean, I've never learned another language. Unfortunately, I did mention my grandmother, my great grandmother on my dad's side, was from Czechoslovakia, and she never spoke a word of English that I know of. I never met her, but I understood she never spoke English. And my grandmother did all the translations for her, and so my grandmother could speak Czech or whatever variation you'd call that. And as a kid, she used to use a bunch of words that I didn't know what they meant, but I used them as well. And she tried to teach my siblings to speak Czech, and none of them would. So she never even tried it with me. I'm not saying I would have, but it was just one of those things that never got the chance. Ray Buckman, Lincoln Logs were great back then. Yeah, they're still great. Rex Weaver, do you like the new Technique sets? I don't know enough about them. I remember those coming out when I was young, I think, or younger, but I really don't know much about them is it still like building a model kit, or is it something you can create your own structure or whatever out of? David Outdoors found my formula problem. Timing was way off and the mass airflow relay was bad. Now she's running great. Boy, did the oil smell like gas. Ooh, you might want to change that. You might want to change that oil. Jeff, do you have Meccano in the U.S.? It's what's got me into building things as a kid. I don't know what Meccano is. I don't know what. I have never heard of Meccano. So I'm going to say no. I don't know what that is. Angry Andy, no original tools. I picked up the 10 in the swap meet since Andy is also my son's name, so he'll get it when he's older. Okay, cool. That's cool. Rex is saying it's Lego. Oh, the Techniques thing? Technique sets? Yeah, I don't know enough about those. I kind of like I said, I lost interest whenever they just turned them into model kits. I just lost interest. Not the same as what we had when we were little. Barry, my missus and me celebrate our 35th wedding anniversary this month, so don't let there be any misunderstandings. None. I'm just messing with you, Jeff. She is definitely the better looking half of our marriage. That much I know. She's definitely the better, nicer person of our marriage. Rex, I did a Defender and I have a mini bike Coleman. Okay. Cool. Robert, Meccano is a European brand of Erector. So I had no idea. No idea. Yeah, never heard of them. But now that we're talking about some of this stuff, um, I watched the TV show, um, the Toys That Built America or whatever, or Classic Toys. Really amazing stuff when you look back and some of the stuff that they came up with. The Whammo products, Mattel, Hasbro, and I think it was Hasbro was actually made. They started off making pencil boxes or something, and it was the Hassan brothers, and that's how they got the name Hasbro. Um, but pretty cool stuff to watch and learn about some of those things. Del Marine, unsure. Were you in 10th Mountain Division as your flag in the background shows? You spent nearly 2 years with 10th Mountain in Afghanistan. Well, I'll give you a bell for that. Thank you for your service. And yes, I was in 10th Mountain when they activated. I was in HHC 214, stationed at Fort Benning. Many people don't know that. They actually started off the two battalions, 2nd Battalion and 3rd Battalion were stationed at Fort Benning from 85 to 88. They didn't have Fort Drum ready at the time. So we spent 3 years down there training and setting the standards that later became the basics for 10th Mountain Division. So yeah, yep, I was a mortar gunner. That's why I can't hear anything. 81 millimeter. David, got lucky this morning. Barry had to plow the roads at 2 a.m. For Christmas. I'll send you some snow. Yeah. No snow for me. Thanks. Jeff, Barry, same here. Have you mislaid your bell by any chance? No. It's still here. I'm just reading through the comments and yammering on. David Outdoors, the old toy metal farm tractors were amazing, built very good. That is true. Years ago, now, when our oldest son was born in 92, I don't know what year he got, but he got a steel metal tractor, and it's a Ford tractor, blue. The only problem was it has a plastic front axle deal on it, and the steering broke, and I had to fix it. So my grandson has ridden it, but he's not quite big enough yet. It's a pedal tractor, of course, but yeah, those things were solid. Jeff, okay, I've got the answer to my bell question. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Rex, snow is the goat. Well, yeah, I don't need any snow. I grew up in the snow in Pennsylvania. Got away from it. Not interested. Not interested. Josh, ATL, I'm stationed at Benning now. Thank you all for your services. Well, thank you, Josh. Thank you. I spent my 3 years at Fort Benning. I know they've expanded it quite a bit now. I was on Sand Hill, which is kind of unique. The 10th Mountain Division was stationed on Sand Hill, which is the training battalion. In fact, if you go to building 3210, that's where 10th Mountain was stationed, on Sand Hill for 3 years. Yep. Jeff, TIC, thanks for this info. I didn't know that. I'm not sure what we were talking about. TIC? Okay. Bob Knoll, well, Barry, I must go. I have more Christmas shopping to do. I hate to leave, but it's been one fantastic year of shows. Thank you all for your time and have a great holiday. Thank you, Bob. And I'm glad you're here. I'll be back next week. So check in then, too. Josh, yes, I'm on Kelly Hill. It still sucks there. Yeah. I won't argue with you there. It's funny, though. Let me think what it was. I'm trying to remember which direction it was. But on Sand Hill, there was a movie theater, and basic training. I don't remember the building number. And it was D31. D31 is what we were at. I don't remember the building number, but it was right next door to that movie theater. Now, what was funny about that is, when you're in basic training, you have to do certain things. You have to be, do fire watch, be up and waiting in case there's a fire. It's just part of the process and training. You might end up doing some sort of walks outside just because. What we discovered though was next door at the movie theater was, I think, a soda machine or a canning machine or something. And so guys would wander the way over to that machine over there and get all the stuff they could out of that machine. And I think we got to see one movie there when we were in basic. It was a really, really, really bad movie. But anyway, yeah, they didn't make it very inviting. Fly Poo, thank you all for your service. Well, thank you. I know there's a lot of us that have served in the military, and I would say for the bulk of us, we have no regrets. I'm happy to have served the country, and it's helped shape my life and who I am today. Just saying. That's why I always say sequence is scored. Every time we had a test in basic training, it would tell you sequence is scored. Like putting something together or taking something apart. You couldn't do it out of order. You had to do it their way, or it wasn't right. David Outdoors, thank you all. Thank you to all who have served and are serving to this day. Because of all of you, I can have Christmas with my family every year and sleep without batting an eye. Well, you're welcome. Yep, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of veterans in this country. A lot of veterans. And I sure hope that we never get asked to do things anymore. That we, if something were to happen. But we're here and we're trained, and we may not be as quick as we used to be. But we still have our skills, a lot of skills we remembered. So that's a good thing. Jeff, the Infernal Craftsman and Barry, if Erector equals Meccano, guess I'll be following Barry's Erector channel with or without his wife. Well, I'm just thinking that might be a cool thing to do on my workshop channel. Just say, here, I want to show you what you can do with this, because apparently there's all kind, like my grandson, there's all kinds of cartoon stuff on now on YouTube that caters to little kids. And they just show them, you watch 5 minutes of a show and then a commercial, 5 minutes of a show, commercial. So it's a captive audience. But my grandson watches some sort of get this. There's all kinds of stuff out there, but one of the shows he likes to watch is basically a long commercial for the movie Cars, the cartoon of Cars. They've got this guy that all he does is he has boxes of these cars that are remote control, whatever, and just films himself pulling it out of the box, putting it on the ground and driving it around and making noises with it and talking about it and like making sound effects and stuff. That's the whole thing. So it's just a long Cars commercial, but and it's the same thing every time. It's not like it's a different thing. It's always the same. But to that young mind, it's like, oh, there it is. Kind of cool. But also kind of scary when you think about it, how much information gets funneled into little minds. Karsten, I have 3 boys. They have a lot of Lego. As a kid, I saved in a big box. Last year, my grandson and me start to rebuild it. That's what fun. I think we rebuilt. That was fun. I think we rebuilt 40 sets. Is that what you're saying? 40 individual sets of Legos? Wow. Then they did have a lot. That's right. Where are Legos are originated where? Over in Europe, right? I think it was Europe. I know everybody else knows. I remember hearing about, where Legos came from, but I don't remember exactly. David Outdoors heading out. Barry, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Let's see. Del Maureen, JD, remind me what your welder plasma cutter choice is. Trying to buy one right now. Many thanks. Oh, so Karsten, Legos are from Denmark. That's what, I kind of had that thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. Legos from Denmark. Yes, thank you. Jeff Barry, would your wife be interested in coordinating film night? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, remind me what welder plasma cutter choice is. Trying to buy one right now. Many thanks. Okay. I've used over the years a variety of different machines. I have used a Miller that I ended up wearing. I think wore the thing out. I've had my Lincoln now that I've had for years. My Lincoln 140T is my first choice, I guess, from my welder. Lincoln 140T. The plasma cutter was the first one I had was from Harbor Freight. Worked fine. Had no complaints about it. Currently, I had supplied to me a plasma cutter Cut 55 DS from Yes Welder. I've done videos on that thing, and it works great. I have no complaints about that. So that one's fine. The MiG, whatever it is, maybe it's the MiG 55 DS. I don't know. That Yes Welder provided me. It works, but it's not the same as the Lincoln. I think the difference is, and I don't know the terms. One's like an induction welder, and one I don't know what the word is. Robert knows; he's better than I do. But for the bulk of what I do, I like my Lincoln. The Yes Welder works, but it's not my first choice. Just put it that way. Now, there's a new machine coming my way. Since you mentioned it, Yes Welder is sending me another machine. It is a 5-function welder, which I think is debatable whether you should have that or not. But it's got MIG, TIG, stick, and then I know it's got a plasma cutter built into it. And I don't know what the 5th one is, but it's basically all the welding functions all built in one package. So I'll be doing some videos on that when it gets here. But just a Lincoln 140T is a fine welder. You could even Harbor Freight has some good welders. You know, they're what the titanium one, just a MIG. Make sure it's gas though. Make sure it's gas function. So I don't know if I gave you the right answer or not, but hope that helps. Let's see. Fly poo. Have to go. Have a blessed Christmas. Thank you. You too. Richard, question: when on chases down the rabbit hole when restoring a classic, how does one stop themselves? I've turned that rabbit hole into a 3-story underground parking garage and can't stop. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. That's pretty much how it works. I don't know how to stop it either. I mean, I think I'm at close to a stop point on this car, but that just means I want another car to work on. That's all that means. Robert, inverter. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Robert. I don't know why induction came into my head. Josh, I have a 1970 Impala convertible. Do you think this is a collector's car as a classic? Those are pretty popular. 1970? That's the big body. That's what's the word? Donk? Yeah, 1970. Am I thinking the right car? Or am I thinking I have to look it up? Or is it 70? I know 73 is the bigger body. My mind, maybe I'm confused on the 1970. But being a convertible, yeah, that's a collectible car, especially if it's in good shape. I don't know what kind of features that it may have on it. If it had a big block in it or a 4-speed, that would be really nice. But yeah, it's collectible as a classic, sure. Richard, it was just supposed to be fixing some safety issues and cosmetic issues, but now I got it all ripped apart in a garage full of parts. Yep. That's how it works. That's how it works. Just there's a little scab right here. I'm just going to pick it. And next thing you know, you've ripped all the mortar out of your house. Jeff, Barry, I think the key to your wife appearing again is a subject where she is stronger than you. That's what made me think of films. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think she's stronger than me in films. I don't think so. Um, that's actually one of my strong points, I think, overall. But anyway, I think if I could get her to do some cooking, she does craft stuff. I just can't get her to do it on film. Lost 2-1. Gotta go. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. May it be better for all than last year. Yes, I agree. I agree. Thank you for that. In case if you're looking for something, Christmas card or something give to your friends, this is a good one. This would be a good Christmas card. Send that out to the friends so they all get it. Josh says yes. So I'm thinking you're saying the donk, I think. Is that what we're referring to? And 71. Okay. Yeah, because that was a transitional time period. 69, you look at the Camaro, and then 70 Camaro is completely different. The trucks, 67, 68, 69, pretty much, 69 and 70 are pretty much the same truck. 71, 72, 73, they went to the square body. There's a lot of transition right in that time period. Josh says it's got a 350 in it. Okay, that's good. Jerry, I have an Eastwood multi-function welder, MIG, TIG, and stick. If I was to do it again, I would not buy a multi-function machine. I have a Miller plasma torch, which I like well. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I have what I have, like from Yes Welder, is because they gave it to me. Okay. The next one they send me, like I said, it'll be the 5-function. I'm going to try it out, see how it works. We'll go from there. But hard to turn down free equipment. Charlie, I've got to head out. Merry Christmas to you and the group. Yes, thank you. Josh, you're welcome. Charlie Soderman, let's go. LGB, yes. Jeff, Barry, you're strong in films. A guy had never seen Duel. Well, just because I didn't see the film. Now that I have seen it, though, I did see it on YouTube. So just keep that in mind. There are many. I'm more in. Probably have watched more movies than her, and remember more about those movies than she remembers. She just watches them, and then I'll bring something up. I'll say, "Oh, did you see that scene where so and so said this and said that and blah blah blah?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" So I really can't go into those conversations. I have a few friends like that I can really communicate with. Josh, yes, I am. Okay, I'm not sure what that was an answer to, but okay. Ricard, happy holidays, everyone. Got to go for tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hang it up here in probably about 7 minutes. We have to take one of our dogs to the vet. She's having a lot of pain, so we're gonna go and probably have to get some pain medicine for her. She's only 14 years old, but we'll have to see how she does. Terry, we have 6. Need to find a warehouse. Need more room. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm still looking. I've got feelers out for certain cars, mainly Mustangs. I've got a guy. He said he had a '68 that he drove in high school, and he wrecked it, and it's been parked at his cousin's place ever since. And I'm like, is it still there? I'd like to go look at it. If nothing else, get parts off of it. But I have yet to hear back from him as well. Ray Buckman, Duel with Dennis Weaver. Yes. Yeah. Jeff gave me a hard time because I did not see that movie. Now, granted, Duel came out in it wasn't even 1970 or something? I would have been 3 when that movie came out. So I really didn't know about that movie. But I watched it. And Jeff says he doesn't believe me. Well, that's fine. That's fine. She's not into the movie stuff. I mean, she likes to watch movies. If we go to the movies, she'll enjoy their popcorn and watch the movie with me. But can't say that stuff gets retained in normal fashion, especially if it's a car movie or whatever. To her, it's all the same car. She doesn't like. I don't know. Is it a Corvette? I don't know what that is. So anyway, but it's all good. It's all good. So this is pretty good day. We're talking about stuff. I mentioned about the spin welder. So if anybody has one of these sitting in their attic somewhere, let me know. I'd be happy to take it off your hands. At least the cover panel. I don't know if I need the whole kit or not, but it would be really cool to have all the pieces to one of those. And we talked about the Angry Andy toolbox, Erector sets, Legos, all kinds of stuff. Brian, did you miss Killdozer 2? No, I did not miss Killdozer. That movie scared the tar out of me. That instilled a fear in me ever since watching that guy crawl into that corrugated pipe. And then thinking about that, I'm like, what a terrible way to die. What a terrible way to die. And for Killdozer. Getting trapped in that pipe, and if that thing ran over each end and just left you in the middle of that thing where you could still breathe and stuff, what a terrible way to die. Or if it ran over each end and then ran the length of it slowly. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Gave me a tremendous fear of those type of pipes. Terry Keithley, Merry Christmas, Barry. See you Monday. Okay. Thank you, Terry. Ray, have a great weekend. I'll catch you next time. Yes. Glad you were here, Ray. And Maureen, take care. JD, Merry Christmas. Thanks for the live event and advice on the thermostat and welder. Okay, cool. Yeah. I should be getting that other welder soon. I'll be making a video. I may be making it specifically for them. I'm not sure just yet. They want me to do like a unboxing and assembly video to show people how to put the thing together and whatever. So we'll see how that goes. If you haven't seen, I posted it on Facebook, but on Yes Welders channel, they had like the origination story for Joe Daddy's Garage kind of thing, where they came here and they filmed. Well, apparently they made another video that I didn't realize, where they had taken segments from that and made a second video of me doing some welding work. So if you're interested, you can check those out. Karsten, happy holidays, everyone. Thank you, Karsten. Ron, I'm going to have to head out too. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you, Ron. And Josh, my wife wants to know if her G35 Infinity is a classic. No. Not for a while. In that car would have to be kept in almost mint condition and be around for about 30 years for it to become a classic. Maybe there's a lot of those produced, so I'm going to say no. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna call it a day. Again, it's been great having everybody here. Don't forget, it's very important that you remember this. Don't forget that. Whenever you're at your relative's house and you're doing Christmas, make sure you yell that out. Okay. I'm gonna end this, but I'll be back on Monday night at 7. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your time with your families. Be safe. Try not to do anything crazy that's going to get anybody hurt or anything like that. And come back on Monday and we'll see what we can talk about. Maybe I'll have some new Christmas presents to show you. I don't know. I don't know. But as of now, that'll be the end of it. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.